back, everybody. So today I wanted to talk about making a starter for home brewing. So I want you guys to leave a comment down below on how you guys make your starters, or what kinds of ways have you used to make your starters. So for me, I would go the traditional way is to use DME and water. Put it on the stove, boil it for 15 minutes to kill all the bad stuff. You know, you usually want between a 1025 to a 1035 beer, let's say, and then you would cool it down, which could take a while, and then you would pitch your yeast in that, then you'd let it go for 24 hours, then that's what you would use the next day or on brew day. Also, I have used the fast pitch wort. I do like the convenience of that with 2 kids. You know, you take 1 can, sanitize it, open it, pour it into a flask, fill the can up with water, pour that in, put your yeast in, and you're ready to go. It does cost a little bit more, but you really have to look at how much time you would say it takes, and you know, if you really wanted to put a price on that. A regular starter might take you over a half hour by the time you boil it for 15 minutes, and then you cool it down for 15 minutes to a half hour. You know, the DME is not that much, but if you put time on that, you could be up there, you know, technically in cost. Where this, yes, it might be $2.50 a can if you buy 4 of them, but you're done in 5 minutes, so there's hardly any time involved at all. Also, on my last brew day, I did something a little bit different. What I did by the video that you guys are seeing is I did my mash in, and then after my boil, so I did my mash in, I did my mash out, and then once I had my full volume for my boil, I actually drew almost a liter of it off. I put it on the stove, I boiled it, then I cooled that down, and that's what I used. Now in doing this, I did figure I was going to do this, so I did add a little bit more base malt to my recipe to draw some of that off. And now it worked out pretty well. Like I said, I almost pulled off a liter of liquid out of my boil kettle. Then I added water after I knew what the gravity on that was. Now, did I know exact, if, you know, mixing water and boiling for 15 minutes, what it would be? No, I guessed. I got close. It was about a 1030. Perfect. And then that's what I cooled down. I put it in the flask, and then I put my yeast on it. Now, the only problem that I had with this, which really wasn't a problem, is your yeast starter is not going for 24 hours before you pitch it. So what I actually did is, after the brew day, I let it go, and I put my beer in the keg, or in the carboy, and I did not pitch my yeast until the next day. So you do have somewhat of a lag, but if you put an airlock on that beer, you're going to be good. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Also, something you can do if you really want to save time is at night, or a Friday after work or something, draw all your liquid that night, then boil the next day. So you could do your mash in, your mash out, get your full volume, you know, put the lid on your pot, cover it with blankets. When you get up in the morning or the next day when you have time, as long as, you know, it's held your temperature, or if it hasn't, you know, heat that up and do your brew day then, so you're cutting your brew day almost in half. I have not done that, but I do know people that's what they do. I know Steve was talking about doing something like that with another kid on the way. It would be easier to do your mash in, mash out, get all your volume the night before when they're sleeping. Then the next day you're only worried about the boil. So that's that. I have tried it and it worked, well. I wasn't worried about that liquid sitting in the carboy overnight until I pitched the yeast the next day, and it pretty much started up. I would say less than 4 hours and I was bubbling. Getting back to this fast pitch, I have used this for probably a year now. I know some people don't like it. Some people say the ingredients in it aren't that good. I have noticed with using this that my attenuation does not finish. I do get a little bit higher than I thought I would in the final gravity, but for the most part, I haven't really had a problem. A couple of the beers have been sweeter because it's not cleaning up all that sugar. I don't know if it's this. I don't know if it's the oxygen. I have pretty much 16 of these cans here that I will use, and then we'll see how it goes. I probably will also keep using the draw it off my brew day wort and make my starters with that. But yeah, let me know what you guys use. Have you tried this method of making your beer before the boil, drawing it off, and making your starter that way? To me, it's not a big adder in money. Yes, you have to watch the wort on the stove or however you're going to heat it up, then cool it down so the time in the DME and in this way is about the same time, but you're really not spending any more money on it than you would normally. So that was something I thought that was interesting and could work, so that way you don't have extra DME laying around. It's fresh and you can just go at it, and you're brewing anyway, so you could make that starter. So that's that. So until next time, happy brewing. Thank you for watching this video. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Leave me a comment down below to tell me what you thought about this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and share, and hit that bell so you know when new videos are coming out. You can check out these videos over here. Also head over to 31stbrewing.com for everything beer and home brewing related.